How to build a Blackgates Sweet Pea 5-inch gauge locomotive. This is part 38. Some alternatives to marking out blue, buying the parts for the driving truck, shortening Allen caphead bolts and fitting the reverser stand in place. I've had these pens in my recording studio for quite a while, and I've decided to start reusing marker pens again for marking out, because at the end of the day, if you look at this, even though it's a black felt tip pen, it's a blue colour. You just draw on the part and it's ready to use immediately. The other day I went to Blackgates Engineering to buy some parts. I started the list using the computer and finished it using a pen. First of all, in this episode I wish to speak about finances. The deal that I have with young James Evans is when I finish this Sweet Pea I will give it to him for whatever I paid for it. The problem is, though, the passenger truck that I picked up from Blackgates Engineering that really was a bargain is perfect for the job, but in order to make it into a passenger truck it's going to cost me over £200. £220 to be exact. And so for that reason I regret to say that the passenger truck will be a separate project, and if James wants it he can pay me for whatever it costs me. Here's a complete O-ring set for a Sweet Pea. 2 for the regulator, 2 for the piston rods and 2 for the valve rods. I put them in the box with the rest of the O-rings that I have, and that's why I wrote on the pack what they were for, so I don't get them mixed up. There are quite a lot of parts in this box. I'll pull them out of the box one at a time and then go through them. The part I'm handling at the moment is a piece of 5mm steel plate. This will be used to make new ports for the top of the cylinder. The original parts I made were a bit small. These are the passenger truck wheels. They're available as castings or fully machined, and the price difference makes it a no contest. I bought the fully machined ones. These finished ones, if I can remember rightly, were £25 each. When I buy things from Blackgates Engineering, I'm always impressed with the way the parts are wrapped. Metal sheet and bar stock is normally wrapped in newspaper, and other things are in these jiffy bags. I'm going to take the wheels out of the jiffy bags just so I can show you all 4 of them together. These should look really good. I'm going to use the design of a Sweet Pea tender that is in the book, but it's obviously going to have to be longer, and I will need to get the frames specially laser cut for the job. I'm going to have a look at various railway trucks to just see how they're put together. To be honest, it's not anything I've ever taken notice of in the past. The only concession is going to be making it strong enough to take the weight of a human being. The first part out of the newspaper is the metal plate that I'm going to cut up to make the plates to sandwich in between the steam chest and the steam cylinder. I already made the plates and they fit perfectly, but I didn't get as far as milling the new ports in the steel. And as they were slightly undersized, I thought I would splash out and buy the correct size of steel. There's a good bit more here than I actually need. Here are the 2 original plates which were a bit short. I originally made these plates to match the steam chest covers and completely forgot about the steam chests which are longer at the back. Back to the riding truck parts. Here you see the axle box material and a pair of axles, all of which are unmachined. The tender chassis is going to be similar to the Sweet Pea one, but it has a cutout in the middle which makes it look less slab-sided. If I make it right, it should look good, but then again I have to think about the braking system too. In the previous episode I mentioned about the fabricated reverser mounting. I hadn't thrown it away after all. I found it in a box. It's made from steel and I think it's silver soldered, but not properly. It's too small anyway, and when I removed it from the chassis originally it fell apart like this. In this clip I'm shortening some very strong and very hard M4 bolts. These bolts are so hard my bandsaw wouldn't even cut them. So I put them in the chuck of my Boxwood lathe and used the thin parting tool, and yes, the metal is still hard, but not as hard as my parting tool blade. I seldom use Allen caphead bolts, but they are just too ideal for the job to not use them in this application. I'm going to use washers and locking nuts. This isn't the final fitting, I will need to take it off again. for a bit more machining and some painting. The reason for fitting this reverser stand at the moment is I want to turn the chassis over and see where the reversing lever is going to fit, because I'm pretty sure originally it wasn't fitted in the right place. There's still a long way to go on this build or rebuild or whatever you want to call it, but it will be worth it in the end. Not only do you see how to build a sweet pea, I show how to correct common errors with them. This has been a nice simple episode. The next 2 episodes are not quite so simple. And that's it for now. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found it useful. Please take the time to visit my Mainsteam Models website and click on the section of the website that says Video Playlists. And by doing that, you can find other videos that you may like to watch. And by using the playlists, you can actually watch the videos back to back.